Hello there, I'm Natalia and welcome to Beads Jar, and today we're going to be making this autumn inspired lariat necklace. So think of all of the beautiful autumnal colours, the coppery tones, the ambers, the pinks and the purples. Well, that blaze of colour is all captured within this necklace with these beautiful carved glass beads and then also these carved leaves. So let's find out how to make this piece of jewellery. So here are the ingredients that you're going to need to make this beautiful falling leaves lariat necklace. So first of all, the main part of the necklace is made from this antique copper steel chain, and it comes in 1 meter lengths, and I'm going to be using 3 in this project. And we're going to, at the end of the lariat, have 1 of these maroon carved leaves at each end of the lariat, so you're going to need 2 of those. We have some 8mm bicones, and these are in metallic purple, very glitzy and glittery, and they pick up all these beautiful autumnal colours very well. So you're going to need 9 of those. Then we have some of these gorgeous brown shiny glass leaf charms. Aren't they absolutely beautiful? So those are 16mm. You get a pack of 10, so they're going to go quite far in our project. Next we have them in a shiny fuchsia pink, so we get a pack of 10 of those that are going onto the end part of the necklace. We have some glass leaf charms in brown, and those are a frosted appearance which creates a really nice contrast. And then next we have the same style of leaf, but these ones are in amber. Okay, so lovely amber frosting. And then finally we have glass leaf charms in purple. So a really beautiful mix of autumnal colours to really capture the feel of autumn. The next part of our project, you're going to need some gilt coloured copper wire, and I'm using 0.5 gauge wire. I've got about 1/3 of a metre there. And we're using some orange aluminium jump rings, and those are 1.2mm, 5mm thickness. And then some 6mm rose gold plated jump rings. Those come in a pack of 50, and you're going to need plenty of those jump rings, so don't worry about ordering 50, you will use them all. And then finally, what tools do we need for this project? We're going to need 2 robust pairs of pliers. So I'm using the chain nose pliers and flat nose pliers because you want to get a really good grip on all of these jump rings that you're opening and closing. We'll also be opening and closing some of the links on this chain, and it's pretty tough chain, so you're going to value using the flat nose and the chain nose pliers together. And then finally we're going to use a pair of wire cutters. So now that we've got all of our ingredients and tools assembled, let's get ready to make the project. So our first step in this project is to get yourself a ruler, something to measure with, and you're going to take your 3 strands of the copper steel chain, and we want to remove 20 centimeters from the end of each of these 3 pieces of chain. So let's just measure alongside here, and so that is the point at which I need to remove my piece of chain. So I'm going to grab hold of my flat nose pliers, and what I'm going to do is I'm looking for the opening on the link on this chain, and we're going to keep these links because they will come in handy later. So don't cut them off with your wire cutters, you're just going to open the link. So you're going to need 2 pairs of pliers to do this, and so grab on one side of the link and grab on the other side of the link, and then just twist 1 pair of pliers away from you and 1 towards you, and that opens the link. So you want to do it as carefully as you can so that you can keep hold of that link that you're taking out there. So just pop that onto one side, and then we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to keep hold of that piece of chain, we're going to use that later, and remove the piece of chain that you've taken your 20 centimetre length off. It's really important that you do that so that you don't take away another 20 centimetres. So again, we're measuring the 20 centimetre mark, or 200 millimetres. So grab your chain. I'll just do that again and show you. So we're finding where the gap in the link is, gripping it really tightly and securely with the pliers, twisting one away, twisting one towards you. I told you that this chain is mighty tough because it's made from steel. And then remove that piece of jump ring, or the link rather, and then take your 20 centimetre length, pop it with the other one, and then we're going to get onto the last piece of chain. So one more time, measuring 20 centimetres, just finding the spot there, and then take the link. Oops, sorry, I just lost that. Let's do it again. Take the link that you want to remove, find the opening, and then just open it up with both pairs of pliers. So you just have to position your pliers in such a way that you've got a really good grip. Okay, so now we have 3 20 centimetre lengths of chain. And we've got our other 3 pieces of chain here. All right. So next step, we are going to create a loop for our lariat to go through. So if I bring back the original necklace, this is what happens. So the chain goes around your neck like this, and your lariat is going through this loop. That is the thing that's going to secure it and allow you to increase or decrease the length of the necklace. So we're going to make the little loop there, and we're going to use 9 of the metallic purple bicones and a piece of wire. So this is the 0.5 gilt copper covered wire, and so just smooth your wire so that's nice and straight. You can use your fingers, or you can use some nylon jaw pliers if you wish. I don't have any with me, so I'm just using my fingers. It's quite easy because it's very malleable, this wire. So I'm going to thread on all of my little bicones onto this wire, all 9 of them. Now, the reason I really love to use bicones is they just sit beautifully when you turn them into a circle like this. They just look so good together because they have that narrower part. So when you're designing, if you're creating a circle, bicones are very good for that. Now we have quite a lot of wire here, so I'm just going to grab my wire cutters. I'm going to snip part of this wire off so it's not too unwieldy, because otherwise you end up poking yourself in the eye with it. I'm going to take the end of the wire round, just try and keep it as unkinked as you possibly can during this process, and feed the end of your wire back through your bicones. So you're going in the opposite direction basically. And at this point, do it as slowly as you can, because what you don't want to happen is for the wire to start getting knotted. So just slowly feeding your wire through, and taking it all the way through there like that, as best you can do that. So you might need to bring your pliers in at this point to help you, just to feed that wire through carefully. And then it's, again, when I'm bending the wire back, I'm creating like a loop, so I don't want to get any any very sharp kinks, because then it's really hard to thread it and get a nice tight circle. So going back through those last 2 or 3 bicones. Might have to just employ my pliers to help me there. So again, really just feeding the wire through, trying not to get it kinked. And then we have our very last bicone that we just need to get that last piece of wire through. This is probably the hardest part of the project, the most tricky. The rest of the project is super easy. Can you see how I've got that wire kinked there? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find some round nose pliers and just smooth that. This will probably happen to you, so at least you know how to get around it. So just bending the wire over the round nose pliers and sort of round it off again. And there we go. So we've got our wire through. Now, what I do need to do is to just try and close that gap up. So I'm going to start pulling my wire through and just feeding it round, so that we can get this circle as tightly closed as possible. So your pliers will help a lot with this process. Pull that side of the wire as well. Okay. And we don't want it super tight, because we are going to be putting a jump ring on here later. So if there's tiny little gaps between the bicones, that's perfectly fine. And so now we have this excess wire. We just need to wrap it around. So again, I'm going to get some nylon door pliers and just smooth the wire across. So just bear with me as I do that, because this may happen to you. You may get your wire a little bit bumpy and lumpy there, which is what happens with wire. And also don't worry about if the coatings come off as you were dragging it through the bicones. You're not going to see that. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to bend that wire away, and then I'm going to take my shorter piece of wire underneath and just wrap it around. And I'm going to do this as tightly as I can. So I use my pliers to help pull the wire up towards the edge of that bicone. Just pack those loops together, and then I'm going to take my wire cutters and just going to cut really close to the edge of the bicone so that I don't have any wire sticking out. And I'm going to rock my plier over the wire just to flatten it down, and make sure that if you run your finger over it and the wire's sticking up, you can just rock the pliers over it, and it just kind of pushes it in and calms it down. And then I'm going to do the same with this second piece of wire. I just need to wrap it around just to finish the piece off. So I'm going to pull it down and wrap. So if you need to, you can use your pliers to do that, to get it tight. And then once you're happy that you've wrapped your wire enough, you can just trim off the excess wire. Okay, and again, if there's any wire sticking out, just rock your pliers over it. And then just push your bicones along to make that a neat little circle. And then if you've wrapped your wire tidily, you'll see it just has this nice little gold bit sticking up at the top there. Now, I did try this with beading thread. I tried it with fireline, And unfortunately the beads just don't have enough security, so you really do need to use wire for this. Even if you don't have any wire, you don't feel comfortable using wire, this is the very best way of the loop keeping itself very rigid on your necklace, because you're going to have quite a lot of weight from the chain. So now we're ready to attach this beaded loop to our chain. So we're bringing the long lengths of chain. Remember those ones that we cut the 20 centimeter lengths off? So I'll get all 3 of them. I'm going to take one of these orange jump rings, and we'll need our pliers again to open the jump ring. So just open your jump ring with both pairs of pliers. You'll need it quite far open, so this is the perfect location on the necklace to add the jump ring because there's a bit of space. Remember I said to you about having a little bit of spacing between those beads, it's easier. So pop that on, and then if we just hold it up, open like that, we're going to take the end link of each of the pieces of chain and just pop those onto the open jump ring like this. And then close your jump ring up really securely. These are aluminium jump rings, so really strong. Then the next maneuver in this necklace is, this is the necklace part, so this is going around your neck. And so we want to just take the ends of the chain and feed them through the loop like that, because that is going to be basically forming the basis of our necklace. And then we're going to take these ends, so we just fed that through the loop, and these are the ends. Now when you're working with the chain and you're going to be adding the little leaves on, you don't want it coming out of the loop all the time, so we are going to add on one of our leaves, one of our carved leaves. And the process is simple. We're just going to use another one of those orange jump rings to do this. So I'm going to open the jump ring again, open it quite wide because we've got quite a big loop, quite a thick loop on the leaf. So pop that through there. And then we're going to add on, actually going to do it in the other way. So add on the first, the second and the third chain loops, and then close that jump ring up. This is why we need a 1.2 millimeter jump ring, because it makes it nice and secure, and there's room for maneuver in there as well. So now, let's move those out of the way. We have a Lariat necklace that is secure, and this is one of the first sort of dangles of the necklace, if you like. And there's our loop in place. Okay, now if you remember the original design, we've actually got 2 pieces coming down, and this is how we create that. So remember those 3 lengths of chain that we cut off right at the start? That is going to form the second part of the necklace, the second half of the necklace. So we're going to be connecting each of these to the chain, and so each one is going to connect to one of these pieces of chain, and we want to go 15 centimeters upwards. So there is 15 centimeters, so we want to be there on that link there. So I'm just going to take that, and I'm going to actually just pop a piece of wire through it so I can remember that that was the link that I want to attach my chain to while I get myself ready. And then because I put my wire in there, I know exactly where I want this to go. So I'm going to just slide the wire out and then pop that open jump ring in there, open link. and we're just going to close it. So the reason why I'm not using jump rings to attach the second piece of chain is because it is just so much more secure using these steel links, because they just work. Okay, now can you see that when I've done that, when I pull that straight, this piece is actually slightly longer, and this is perfect because it gives it a little bit of an interesting look. So you're going to have one leaf that is positioned just slightly higher than the other, and that gives it that lovely asymmetric feel. It gives it that natural look, which is the look we're going for, of cascading leaves. And then we're going to take a second piece of chain and we're going to attach it to the second row here. So again, I need to measure 15 centimeters up, or I can actually do it very, very accurately by just looking at where the other one is positioned. So I'm going to do it by eye actually. So I'm taking my wire just so I can determine the exact location that I want my second chain to be. So it's there, that is the precise link that I want. So I'm just going to put my wire on so I know my marker, and take my second piece of 20 centimeter wire, find the open link, open it up, and then I'm just going to take my middle chain, remove that piece of wire and attach that second piece of chain there. Close my steel link up, and now have two pieces attached. And I now just need to find the location of the third piece of chain, which is the link that corresponds, which is that one, and open the link on the third 20 centimeter length of chain. So a lot of opening and closing of jump rings in this project. I hope you enjoy doing that. If you like chainmail, you'll love doing this. And there is my link that I need. And there you have the two ends of the lariat ready to go. So this is the part where we can, you can actually create your necklace exactly how you want it. I'm going to bring my original necklace back in, just to remind you. And what I've done is, I actually put this around a mannequin. So I would recommend you, if you don't have a mannequin, maybe place it around a coat hanger and hang the coat hanger up, or even put it on a person, put it on yourself, and you could, you know, you can have a look, because it helps to drape the necklace. If you don't have the luxury of that, maybe just use a board like I'm using here and just pin the chains in place so you can actually see where you'd like to put the leaves. But I just got them gently cascading down. They make this wonderful sound as well because they're all glass and they're so pretty. So you want to just randomly attach your leaves all the way down so that you've got a lovely myriad of colours going on there. And I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to treat each of the strands of the necklace differently. So remember, you've got your three pieces that go together. So we're going to start with this first piece here, and this is where you're going to need your rose gold coloured jump rings. And what I did was I started with the amber coloured leaves because I thought that those were really engaging colour. They were really good because they stood out. And so I'm going to open one of the rose gold coloured jump rings using both of the pliers. And then you'll see that the leaf has this little loop at the top of it. And pop the jump ring on, and then you can attach the leaf however you want to. If you want it, you know, in one direction it's kind of standing proud, in another direction, if you put it that way, it's convex. So you choose how you want it. They all mingle in together anyway, so it's not a problem. And you can start at the bottom of the necklace, or you can start right at the top, you choose. I'm going to start down here, and I'm going to start in the middle. I'm just going to pop the leaf through the link there, and then close the jump ring, and then you can see your little leaf is moving around. It's got a really nice harmonious colour with the purple there. And so grab your other leaves. You've got all the different colours. You've got the fuchsia, the purple, the shiny brown, the matte or frosted brown, and more of the little amber ones. And just, you know, decide, how do I want them? Would that be quite nice? Doing it like that. So you can position them, and you want to make sure that you're attaching them, some of them to the outer one, some to the middle, and some to the end. You don't want them all clustered together in one place. You want them just randomly cascading. And then you'll do the same on the other side, just repeating that process of opening the jump ring, attaching the leaf with the little loop, and then attaching it to wherever you want it on the chain. And when you've done all of that, let me just bring my finished piece in again. You have your glorious autumn leaves necklace. It really has the wow factor. It has noise, movement, glamour with the bicones, and all of the beautiful colours. And it certainly is a fabulous piece to wear. It will fit you really easily because I've designed it so the chain can move through the loop. The loop is big enough for it to go all the way down, but it won't come off because the leaves will stop it, the carved leaves at the end. So you can just thread it over your head, and then you can adjust it however you want to wear it with whatever you're wearing. So I really hope you enjoy this project. I've certainly had a lot of fun making and designing it, and I'd love to see your creations, so please do share them. So I hope that inspired you to create your own autumn necklace using some of the lovely components that I included in this piece. You'll find out how to order these in the show more section below. And we'd also love you to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss any of the other tutorials that are coming up. Bye for now.